Our first story is all about the empty shelves that we're all seeing in stores, record-breaking backlogs at our ports, and a severe shortage of truck drivers. The breakdown in our supply chain is hurting the economy.
And if you haven't already, you're about to feel the pinch in your wallet. So what steps is the White House taking to break the logjam? Senior Washington correspondent Tara Mergener explains.
The White House and businesses from coast to coast are warning the supply headaches will get even worse as the holidays approach and demand gets higher. And this year, prices will no doubt be higher too. To help get things moving again, the president says he's brokered an agreement for the Port of Los Angeles to become a 24-hour, 7 days a week operation.
You're hearing a lot about something called supply chains and how hard it is to get a range of things from a toaster to sneakers to bicycles.
Big retailers and shipping companies are also pledging to expand their hours. President Biden meeting with Walmart, UPS, and Home Depot.
This is the first key step toward moving our entire freight, transportation, and logistical supply chain nationwide to a 24/7 system.
LA and Long Beach ports account for 40% of shipping containers that enter the U.S., both suffering from record-breaking backlogs.
What happens with the railroads in the Midwest and warehouses across the country affects the number of ships that everyone sees out here in the harbor.
High consumer demand, plus a shortage of truck drivers.
We're about 3 hours late.
All this is jacking up shipping costs.
A year ago, it cost $1,900 to use a container. Now it's costing $16,000 because they're using the container for storage on the ships and in the ports.
And adding up to higher prices at the checkout line.
They are passing all these expenses on to the consumer. They have no choice. So we haven't even begun to see the inflation that is going to come from all of this.
Factory workers and other supply chain issues are also keeping many items off store shelves, with shortages expected to continue through the holidays.
To keep your shelves full, we have to order 8 weeks in advance, 8 to 6 weeks.
Basically, what I've been telling people to do is start shopping early, even before Halloween.
But the Treasury Secretary is telling Americans not to panic.
I think there's no reason for consumers to panic about the absence of goods that they're going to want to acquire at Christmas.
The latest inflation reading shows it edged up again last month to 5.4%, with the biggest increases in food, shelter, and gas. Now, according to a bank rate survey, 89% of Americans now notice these higher prices at the cash register, and 66% say they are hurting financially because of them. In Washington, I'm Tara Mergener, CBN News.
Well, there's nothing quite like a member of our government, and this one, the head of the Federal Reserve, telling us not to panic. It just induces panic when you hear that come out of her mouth. This is unbelievable what's happening in our economy. And it's not just the goods in the store, and it's not just the empty shelves. It's not just the supply chain. If you go to the gas station today, get ready for some sticker shock. And I've got some bad news for you. If you depend on natural gas for heating, get to be prepared to pay a lot higher rate coming this winter. Natural gas prices have increased 100% since January. So that's a doubling, and it seems like there's more to come. It's good news. The administration is paying attention to it, but is it too little, too late? And how can you get rid of this kind of backlog? And how does the federal government induce people to drive trucks and deal with supply chain issues? This is a really incredible situation we're in, and get ready for more inflation.